Is the emergency meeting at the UN Security Council following North Korea's sixth nuclear test. The United States is urging the UN Security Council to impose the toughest possible sanctions on Pyongyang. Washington could submit a new draft resolution by the end of this week, but it may be a difficult road ahead, with China and Russia still sharply opposed to any new sanctions. Yoo Jun-hee starts us off.
Following an emergency session of the UN Security Council on Monday, top American envoy Nikki Haley warned that North Korea is begging for war in one of her toughest remarks yet. She called for new measures to maximize sanction pressures on North Korea, as well as other entities conducting business with the regime. Haley said the U.S. would negotiate with Security Council members to draft and submit a new resolution by the end of this week. While looking to exhaust all diplomatic means for a peaceful resolution, the diplomat warned that the U.S. was ready for a fight if the two sides were to trade blows.
War is never something the United States wants. We don't want it now. But our country's patience is not unlimited. We will defend our allies and our territory.
Washington has the firm backing of its East Asian allies in South Korea and Japan, with Seoul's UN envoy Cho Tae-yeol saying new sanctions must hit North Korea where it hurts most. Despite the gravity of the situation, China and Russia remain adamantly opposed to the adoption of any new sanctions. Beijing's ambassador said the situation must be resolved through dialogue, vowing that China will never allow chaos and war on the Korean peninsula. China and Russia are continuing to push for a mutual de-escalation plan where Pyongyang would freeze its weapons programs in exchange for the suspension of U.S. military drills in the region. The notion was flatly rejected by Haley on Monday, who called the proposal insulting and draws a false equivalence between legitimate U.S. actions and North Korea's flagrant violation of UN guidelines. The target of new UN sanctions on Pyongyang could include its textile industry and national airline, as well as a ban on North Korean guest workers. The Security Council has already adopted a slew of new sanctions on the regime last month that could slash the country's annual exports by almost one-third. Yoo Jun-hee, Arirang News.